What is going on? This is Sam Cafe, checking out the guys do all doing terrific, and we are back with another video. So it's another vlog for you guys today. So the topic that we're going to be covering is one, how to adjust or live life a little bit while you're still chasing after some goals. So currently contest prep, about 3 weeks out, and I have a dinner date with my wife today. And oftentimes people are, let's say, contest prep or chasing after a certain goal, especially when it comes to physical goals. That's your focus, right? You don't have time to balance. So one of my goals for contest prep is to make sure I keep balancing family, fitness. That is a win for me right there, and that's one thing I want to keep as priority. So I'm going to dinner with my wife later today. So I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can adjust your day to still fill your macros or calories, and you don't have to feel like, hey, it's either this or that. You can do both and still get after the goals that you set out for yourself. And also, it's still deload week, so we have arms on deck, and we have a program set up for next week already. It's either the video should be live right now, or it's going to be live covering everything I'm going to be doing training wise for the next 3 weeks or so leading up to the show. But today we got arms on deck, and yeah, let's get swole. Liking this daily vlogs, again, give this video a thumbs up if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn the post notification on so you can get notified anytime I drop a new video. Without further ado, not to waste too much of your time, let's get some big arms. So what you guys just saw just now is me doing some stairs. And something I forgot to mention, this morning I ran 5 miles this morning. I was not planning on running 5 miles, it just felt good. Oh, it was still difficult, but I took it. And also I am trying to get acclimated to training on entire legs. Yes, it's very challenging to do, coupled with contest prep, but it is what it is. And in case you're curious why you running and doing the Stairmaster at the same time, because at the end of the prep, a few weeks after the end of the prep, we are going to be doing an ultra marathon in the mountains of Montana called Crazy Mountain 100. So I'll do another video covering how that came about and what the plan is after the contest prep. Yeah, that is what we have going on. So also real quick on the topic of the video, how can you adjust that? Like I said, one of my goals for this contest prep is to be able to manage life, go out with my family, and don't have to be one of those people like, oh, bodybuilding is my life, I'll die for this. No, it's not that serious. My goal is, as a family guy, is to balance work, balance family, balance friendships, and still chase after my goal, and just show you as an example that it doesn't have to be one or the other. Of course, your attention is going to be taken away from one section of life compared to the other, but you can still navigate through that. And for nutrition wise, for instance, my wife and I were going on a date today, and my strategy, and the same strategy that I use for all my clients, is macro hoarding. I've mentioned this over and over again if you watch any of my videos. When I was on the trip, when I was on vacation, I use the same strategy also. So macro hoarding essentially is when you're allocating a lot of calories to later in the day for you to be able to enjoy yourself, right? But not just stopping that, you want to look at look ahead at the restaurants that you're going to, the potential meals that you're going to be having, and you log in on whatever app or nutrition app that you log your nutrition on, as if you already have that meal ahead of time, and you work with whatever calories or macros you have left. Also, another thing that you can do on days like this is maybe not necessarily focus on macronutrients specifically, just focus on calorie intake. And yes, I know you might be saying that in the comments already, like, but you don't know how accurate it's going to be. So yes, I don't know how accurate it's going to be, so that's why you want to overestimate instead of underestimate. Overestimate meaning, okay, the meal I'm going to be having, if it's, you know, roughly around, let's say 300 calories, I'm going to say it's 500 calories. So potentially if I do overeat, instead of me overeat by 500 calories, I'm going to be overeating by 300 calories. And again, it's a maintenance weight for me, for instance, so I'm not really too concerned about that. And I know, again, because I've been doing this for a while, I can eyeball certain foods and kind of make a rough guesstimation on what the total calories is going to be. I know some of you guys, I don't know, that have that experience, that might be challenging for you, but just know exactly that if you do go overeat, if you do overdo it by quote unquote 200 calories, it's not going to lead to a detrimental position for you that you're like, oh my god, I gained 2 pounds, I gained 3 pounds. That 3 pounds is potentially not fat, it's a lot of water. Another recommendation I'm going to give you is going to be drink a lot of water also, because oftentimes, especially you are used to making your own food and you can control the sodium intake. When you go to restaurants, they're not going to do that. Of course, they want to make the food as palatable as possible. That means it might be heavy and high in sodium, and that can lead to you showing up the next day or waking up the next day with a higher amount of body weight. So by drinking a lot of water, water actually flushes out the system, flushes the sodium out of the system quicker than not drinking a lot of water. So a lot of things that, again, strategy for me today, the only meal that I've had today is literally a lavash wrap, my key lime pie, Greek yogurt, and my protein and my Quest protein chips, and that leaves about 600 calories to work with before dinner. So what I'm gonna do leading up to that point is drink a lot of water, make sure I'm not I'm satiated. Another strategy that I've been doing literally is making sure I'm delaying my feeding window. So normally before I was on prep, I normally would, let's say, wake up in the morning, have my coffee, have a couple of protein bars and things like that, but now it's 1300 right now and it's 1 o'clock and I'm yet to have my first meal, so that will delay my feeding window and keep me satiated until dinner. So those are strategies that I'm using to make sure I'm balancing my fitness goals and my lifestyle with my significant other and friends. Alright, this is the next day for the last video that you guys just saw. So woke up this morning at a new low of 205.7. I put it on the screen for you guys. Like I said, we are 3 weeks out as of tomorrow. So technically, in the military terms, 1 day, 3 weeks and I wake up and we are going to be competing on stage. The strategy that I told you about yesterday, that's exactly what I did. I went to the restaurant. My first meal was a house salad. I had a grilled chicken, and pro tip, always ask for the dressing on the side. You drizzle a little bit on the salad to grab a fork and dip the food in the dressing. You can get it fat-free, and if you cannot, just make sure you are very make sure you don't drench your whole food, because that's one of the biggest things a lot of people don't realize, how packed with tons of calories just a salad dressing can be. And again, the main course that I had was a bourbon chicken and a grilled asparagus. Again, the food was enjoyable. I loved it. I mean, I love it. I didn't feel the need to, like, you know, just shove a bunch of food down my throat. No. So again, I had that. I enjoyed the food. Diet Coke and a glass of water. And I woke up this morning at a new low. Just goes to tell you that you can definitely have a social life, balance that. It just takes a little bit of planning ahead. Like my wife told me, so I knew this prior, and I looked up the restaurant I want to go to that I think can fit some of the foods that I'm eating. And these things can be done. You just have to plan ahead for that. So that's the video for you guys. The video I'm about to record after I put this camera is going to be a full day of eating, showing you guys how I managed to fit about 70 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat, about 260 grams of protein in 1 day. If you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like so we can keep growing and keep reaching people like you. Simon Can Fit, and I'll see you in the next one.